In the year 581, a group of Chinese migrants drifting far off the coast in their wooden junks came upon a lush green island rising out of the South China Sea. A landing was made, and in time a colony grew. These early colonists named their discovery Taiwan, which means terraced bay. People of the Western world know this island as Formosa, meaning beautiful, the name given to it by Portuguese mariners who first sighted it in 1519. Lying like an emerald leaf in the vast eastern Pacific basin, Formosa, with its more than 10 million people, is about the size of our state of Maryland. The island has but two real seasons, a short rainy winter and a long humid summer cooled by seasonal winds, some of which reach typhoon intensity. Formosa has known many masters over the centuries. In 1634, the Dutch made a brief attempt at colonization, and in the city now known as Tainan, built this rugged stone fortress called Zealandia. The Chinese patriot, General Koxinga, drove out the Dutch in 1661, and for a time re-established Taiwanese independence. With the death of General Koxinga in 1683, the island fell under the rule of the Manchu dynasty. In 1894, a dispute over control of Korea arose with Japan. In the ensuing war, the Japanese armies easily vanquished the poorly equipped and trained Chinese. To the victor belongs the spoils. Taiwan and her small neighboring island, the Pescadores, were ceded to Japan as a partial indemnity payment in the Treaty of 1895. The Japanese, who then controlled the island until the close of World War II, called it the Land of High Mountains. Despite the many outside influences over the centuries, the Formosans have remained truly Chinese. There has been no intermarriage with the island Aborigines and very little with the Japanese. Today, they are a pure, vigorous, and vital race. Their dialects and customs are but little altered from those of their ancestors in Fujian province on the China mainland. All of her many colorful names, beautiful, terraced bay, land of high mountains, can present but a surface glimpse of Taiwan, for her real destiny is in the hearts of her people. Today, they stand alone as the home and last hope of free China. The backbone and lifeblood of Formosa is agriculture. Nowhere else in Asia is the farmer more happy and prosperous, for now a government-sponsored system of land reform has made it possible for the tenant farmers to buy their farms. The landowners receive 70% of the value of the land in cash, the remainder in the form of stocks in government-owned industries. Thus today, the Taiwan farmer's proudest boast is always this: for the first time in his life, He owns the soil on which he works. Nearly every farmer has his patient, slow-moving water buffalo to help him turn the earth. Waterfowl are always plentiful, for duck, prepared in any of 100 different ways, is a delicacy on any Chinese menu. With American advice and technical assistance, Formosa is rapidly becoming an agricultural show window for all of Southeast Asia. Her land areas are limited, and to keep pace with the ever-growing population, farming methods must constantly be improved to give a higher crop yield. The average farm family of 7 working adults and numerous small children subsists unbelievably on 3 acres of ground. Nowhere else on earth is the land so intensively cultivated. Not a single square foot of tillable soil is wasted. Rice, of course, is the staple food of the people and the nation's #1 crop. The island's subtropical climate is so ideal for its growth that in many areas 2 crops a year can be harvested with an annual total of more than 2 million tons. Taiwan is unique among Asian countries in that she grows more rice than she needs. 200,000 tons a year are exported to Japan and Southeast Asia. Rice needs, besides plenty of water, much back-breaking hand cultivation. There is a folk song popular among Asian people, the refrain of which goes, "Planting rice is never fun. Bend your back till setting sun." The choicest rice on earth, called fan lai, is grown by these methods in these fields. Taiwan cane sugar is known and used around the world. It is the island's leading export crop and brings in over $100 million a year, more than 1/2 of the total export revenue. 500,000 people live on the proceeds of the sugar industry, most of them farmers who plant under contract to the Taiwan Sugar Corporation. During the harvest season, every member of the farmer's family works in the fields, cutting and bringing in the sugar cane. The workday begins at sunrise and ends at dark. No small farmer can afford cutting machinery, a tractor, or a truck. His only power tools are his family and the good muscles of his back and arms. For transportation to the sugar mills, he relies on the ponderous, slow-moving water buffalo. The farmers of Free China have come far in 10 short years. Despite limited land areas and lack of modern machinery, they are now able to produce ample food for all the island's people and even export a surplus to other less fortunate countries. No beggars ever roam the city streets, for famine and hunger are now unknown on Taiwan. During these pioneer years of development and modernization, America is playing an important role in her progress, not only in rural areas, but also in industry.